Thanks, Jimmy. Nice to see you again.
The Tigray War, it's called. There's a war happening in Ethiopia, and it's an ongoing civil war that began on November 3rd, 2020, in the Tigray region of Ethiopia. And tell people what happened. So this is the part of Ethiopia that's being held by this rebel group, right? And there was a civil war started. Why did the civil war start?
It was a regime change operation. It's actually, I know when people hear Africa, like their heads sort of spin, but if you just really think about it as this being a regime change operation by the US, and the TPLF are an ethno-fascist group that hail from that northern region. Ethno-fascist meaning they think this one minority ethnicity, of which I happen to be a part of, should run all of Ethiopia and dominate the Horn of Africa, which is exactly what they've done from 1991 until 2018, when they were ousted out of power. So rather than sort of laying low and just, taking the loss, they started the operation to get back into power, which is what this entire conflict has been about. But it's been a hot mess. They have not been able to succeed. And that's why it's turned into this protracted war. So they started this war in November 2020 by attacking National Army Defense Forces in the largest army base in the country that was based in Tigray. And it did not work. It did not work because the Ethiopian government and the Eritrean government were ready, because they know this entity. They were in power for 27 years. And what did the U.S. and mainstream media do to cover up the fact that this is what it was? They claimed genocide. So rather than owning that the Ethiopian and Eritrean government were fighting this group that attacked an army base, they said this is a genocide of all ethnic Tigrayans in the Tigray region. Again, my family hails from there.
So let me just see if I get this straight. So these rebels who had power for 27 years, lost power, now they attack a military installation right up here. Right. And that starts the Civil War. And the United States is on their side. Right. And the United States then starts putting out propaganda saying that the government, while defending themselves against these terrorists, right, is somehow committing a genocide. That's the story that was reported in the West. That instead of the Ethiopian government is fighting against these terrorists, that the story that was that the Ethiopian government is committing a genocide. That was the story?
Yep. I knew you would get it. Yeah, that is the story. I mean, plain and simple. That is as cut and dry as it gets.